Funding for this program is provided in part by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.
Put your helmet on, baby, lace up your brand new skates. Pull on your fishnet stockings and get yourself a funny name. There's gonna be a fight all night, I know. But I got no worries, cause I'm rolling with a roller girl.
When else does an adult woman get to put on fishnets?
Live your life on 8 wheels, you took my heart, now you're gonna take the world.
Roller derby is a sport filled with women who have a drive for life and need an outlet.
Dateline, 1935, Chicago, Illinois. Young entrepreneur Leo Seltzer scribbles an idea on a tablecloth, giving birth to the fast-paced sport of roller derby. The advent of television brings roller derby into the living room of millions of American families and attracts large crowds of enthusiasts.
Sport fans all set for another roller derby game.
By the 1960s, roller derby evolves into a full-contact team sport with a scoring system and bone-crushing hits. The 70s brings an economic downturn to the U.S. of A., and roller derby takes a hard hit. Interest in the sport wanes, and by the mid-1970s, derby rolls into the history books.
Porter's down, but not until she got 3 points. The official's hand goes up in the air.
There was a resurgence in Texas in the early 2000s, and that spread into what we're seeing now.
There are teams popping up absolutely everywhere. Even in Rochester, Minnesota, we're a pretty small town, 100,000 people. I can go an hour to La Crosse, there's a team. An hour and a half to Mason City, there's a team. Mankato, there's teams. I think there are roller derby teams popping up everywhere because it's accessible. I mean, it's kind of expensive actually to find a practice space, but roller derby is so incredibly fun, it's worth that extra effort because there's not really much to do. You know, I mean, for me, to find a sport that's incredibly different than anything you've ever done, I guess I could play ice hockey. But there's really not many, there's nothing like roller derby. It's very different.
I think a lot of people realize that this sport is dangerous. It's rough.
Roller derby is definitely a real sport. We work our honeys off, and we work really hard in practice.
In today's derby, there's still theatrics, but it's not fake.
One of the things they would do for the penalties is they would spin a wheel and they'd have to do whatever was on the wheel because fans evidently really like it when girls have pillow fights.
Wow, this crowd is really into it.
Yes,
I love this.
They are.
Everything is legitimate. A hit might be, or girls dress possibly theatrical, but everything that's happening on the track is legitimate. So nothing's staged now. You're not expecting a girl to fall. A bout isn't set so one team wins or one team loses. It's all organic.
ladies and gentlemen, the Med City Mafia.
I think what makes roller derby special are the girls that are involved in it. Each individual brings to it her own personality. There are women that are mothers, there are women that are professors, there are women that are sisters. Every single woman that is in roller derby brings something to the table. It takes a special woman to actually be in derby. A lot of people want to be in derby, but it takes the guts to actually know that you can do it and to truly push yourself. When anyone goes to the bout, what they're hoping to see is a big fall. That's what everybody wants to see. They want to see a big fall. They want to see people hitting each other, and that all happens. The whistle blows, the pack takes off, and the jammers take off. Jammers have a star on their helmet. If she makes it through the pack before the other jammer, she would be called lead jammer, which gives her the power to call the jam off. A jam goes for 2 minutes. So that lead jammer or the jammer, both jammers, they'll skate around the track, and then on their second time through the pack, for every player of the opposite team that they pass legally, they get a point. It's definitely not for everyone. We see a lot of girls that come in and they want to do roller derby, and they practice with us for about 2 or 3 practices, and then they realize that it's a lot of work. The main importance of practice, and this is coming from a ref's perspective, is safety. Safety, safety, safety.
Practice is so important. I mean, I love the bouts, but really, practice is where you get good.
It's definitely a long process that takes lots of practice.
Let's go, ladies. I know you can go faster.
When I hit somebody, I feel good. It's so true. It's sad, but true.
I've had sore knees.
Some bruises and bumps.
Oh, I bent back my fingers, my 2 main fingers. I still can't wear rings on these fingers because they're still so big.
I got hit in the back of the head, and I got a concussion.
I've had my fingers ran over by squirrely, and it hurts, and it does not look pretty.
Being hit, it sounds weird, but it's great. It's great, and just the team building and learning strategy, and watching other teams and all of that. It's just. It's a whole kind of community. The derby community and it's growing. Derby's getting big everywhere, so it's kind of cool, kind of exciting.
Always need to be wearing your gear. You need to be wearing your helmet, you need to be wearing your wrist guards, you need to be wearing your elbow pads, your knee pads.
You need to be on your skates a lot.
Left. Right. Double knee. Get up.
Sprints, use those crossovers.
We've broken girls. It happens and you know it's gonna happen, but safety is a huge portion of practice.
One thing about your helmet is if it can go like this, you are at risk for an injury. If you get hit and you get a concussion, change your helmet.
Beyond safety, we practice to build endurance. We practice to work as a team. We practice to understand what each person's strengths and weaknesses are. I think that's really key about derby as well, is that in roller derby, you're not just looking at people's strengths, you're looking at their weaknesses and building from that.
Ladies, make sure you don't lose your derby position. Yes, 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 good. Yes, that was awesome.
Another part of roller derby is that everyone has different strengths, so you play off of each other's strengths. There are so many different parts or roles you can play when you're jamming and when you're out on the track that everyone has an important role to play. There are no weak links because everyone can fill a a job or a role.
Watch your corners. How's the pace? Can we pick it up? Communicate.
Practice also helps us set up lines that are successful so that when the girls are skating together, they're skating with the people they work the best with. Practice helps us establish and learn what the rules are. There are a lot of rules in roller derby, and not everyone wants to read the book and learn what they are, so practice gives us another opportunity to go over those rules.
Don't let that jammer by you. Hit her. This is a hitting type of drill. I understand positional blocking is great. This is a hitting drill. I want you communicating! Back it up. Pick up some speed, get a good pace, get a good pace. Get a good pace, get up there. Two spread out, get closer together. Perfect to kill, I like you in the middle.
I'm going to do derby as long as I can, as long as my body will let me, and I still feel good and I'm having fun.
It's so neat to be able to meet people, and they are all so different, such different walks of life and different ages. I mean, we have a girl on our team who's 21, and we have a girl on our team who's over 40, and we play together. And it's kind of a sisterhood.
Everybody just helps each other out. They come and they help run practices and they help the newer leagues learn, and it's really this crazy thing where everybody's doing this stuff for free. The refs do it for free. We all do it for free. We pay a lot of money between the gear and everything. There's just this camaraderie that I think for the most part is unparalleled.
I'm Jennifer Oftley, known as Pistol Peg or Yoga Jen. I am a full-time mom, but I also work part-time here at the Austin YMCA as a water aerobics instructor and a yoga teacher.
Number 44, a new member of the Med City Mafia, Pistol Peg.
Why start roller derby? That's a very good question. Why not? I very much love the focus and the endurance that yoga requires. It's fantastic. It's important for me. But I'm still kind of missing that little bit. Running is nice, but just getting that extra bit, that extra exertion on a regular basis is fantastic. For my mind, again, and my body. I haven't played a team sport since the 9th grade. So that part, just playing a team sport has been awesome. Meeting other women has been fantastic. The women on the team, I love every one of them. They're so unique and so cool. Super welcoming from day one. It's just nice to meet adult women. It's hard to meet, friends when you're new. I've only been in the area about 3 years. It's really difficult to move into a town and meet people, friends, as an adult. Instead of being my daughter's mother or my husband's wife, I'm just Pistol.
I'm Maggie Miller, and I'm a public health nurse.
007, a new member of the Med City Mafia, Nurse Rash Hit.
My name is Nurse Ratchet, so it kind of fits along with my occupation, I guess. A public health nurse is somebody who works generally for a public health department. There is a wide variety of roles and duties and responsibilities that public health nurses can do.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
My specific one is going to homes. doing home visits to first-time parents.
So what do you expect him to be doing soon?
Going out when they're pregnant, helping with prenatal education, that kind of thing, and then going into postpartum and parenting and working with the child until the child is 2 to 3 years old. When I tell people that I'm doing roller derby, I get mixed reactions. The majority of people think it's pretty neat. They start asking all sorts of questions, you know, what is it like? What are the rules? How do you win or lose? And they just really right from the basics, and they think it's pretty cool. It's a bunch of ladies getting together, you know, getting exercise, being physical, competing. We all have a competitive side to ourselves, and there's not much real competitive sports, you know, for women to join nowadays.
I'm Michelle Nelson, and I'm an organic chemist, and I'm Squirrely Q.
Number 87, Squirrely Q.
I teach organic chemistry. I actually worked in a lab before I started teaching. Basically, it's the chemistry of carbon, so everything that's going on in our body, it's all organic chemistry. Sometimes it gets busy and I hate grading. But I love teaching. I really love teaching. This is my second year at UMR. I taught as a teaching assistant when I went to grad school 13 times. Then I also taught at Turbo. I took a long time to come up with my name. It's hard to come up with a name because it seems silly to come up with a name for you. I mean, some people just, they already knew before they even started roller derby, they have a name. I feel like I'm Michelle. I'm Michelle, so I had to come up with this name. And my sister used to say when I would play hockey that I was like a squirrel chasing the nut. I was just chasing the nut. And you've seen me skate. I'm kind of crazy on my skates, and then I'm also kind of crazy in life, and I love squirrels. So Squirrely Q just kind of, I don't know, once I picked it, I loved it. I love the name. I feel like it fits. I love to skate. I love the intensity of it. I mean, you can't really think about anything other than skating. When I'm hitting somebody, I'm hitting somebody. When somebody's coming at me, I'm thinking about them coming at me. I'm not thinking about the little details of the day. It's just, I think it's the intensity of it that makes me love it so much. You don't come and know how to skate. You don't come and know how to hit people. You don't know how to work together as a team. I think that's one thing that I really love about it, is that it's such a team sport. The jammer gets all the glory. The jammer always gets all the glory. And the blockers are setting everything up. They're giving you the whip. They're holding back the other jammer, making you look good. And that is built during practice. You can't have that. You could have a bunch of great skaters, and if they don't know how to play together as a team, you're not going to function well.
So we're still on intersectionality. We're wrapping up social inequalities. This is your last day. We started out looking at things separately.
I am Natasha Norris. I'm a professor at the University of Minnesota, Rochester. I teach in the social sciences department.
Remember the type of jobs that they ascribe to. It really wasn't upper middle class or those type of jobs. So think about the intersections and how it influenced your perspective.
I was introduced to Derby because of my colleague. My only introduction before then was through TV. And so there were certain stereotypes, I think, even coming as a sociologist, I'm able to think back of the stereotypes, because I think I'm trained to think of how I see different groups of people. But this is Michelle, professor of chemistry, roller derby.
Jamming for Med City, Squirrely Q.
But when I go, I see these group of women, diverse, empowered, a group. Just this solidified group of women. It's just, I think it's fun. It's exciting. It's a physical contact sport. These are teams that are owned by women. Their voice counts. no one, so the women are doing the decision making. They're not playing for another person, and they're making decisions about them, about how to look, what your name should be. And just maybe perhaps having a voice. This is our sport.
Sweet and Nasty and Bruceberry Jam almost both leaving the pack at the same time. Photo finish, Sweet and Nasty declared lead jammer.
When people think of women in sports, they don't think it is being entertaining, let's say, for men. We have football, basketball, entertaining. I think Derby brings that excitement. Women who are physical, yet still women. They're still mothers. It doesn't change their identity and their roles. We're just mothers who like to play roller derby.
I don't think that roller derby is a women's movement. I think we do it because we love the sport.
Women in general in this culture don't walk down the sidewalk and hit a gal.
I'm not skating because I want people to think women are amazing and hardcore, because I'm just one woman, and I'm a very small part of the population that's playing roller derby.
I've always really loved to roller skate, so that was what really drew me to it.
I always did sports in high school and college, and I missed that component of my life, and so the opportunity to be on a sport where we practice and are competitive, I really, that drew me to the sport.
I think there's an audience that's still clear-cut on gender, what it means to be a woman. And I think because it's socially constructed, we have these clear-cut ideas. This is what it means to be feminine. This is what it means to be masculine. Even with the first athletes, how we perceive a woman in this particular athlete, maybe having more male or masculine characteristics, versus, no, this is a person who likes a sport. She's also a mother. She's also all these other things and embraces all these other roles.
It's such an intense, wonderful thing that really it's hard to describe anything else. I mean, I can't really compare it to anything else I've ever done before. I was on the diving team, and I did gymnastics, and neither of them were this crazy, intense, like, you just feel powerful.
It's really been nice to get out and meet, new friends and a new group of people to hang out with and support each other. So that's been one of the best parts of my experience so far.
It's really I think it's for everybody. I love it.
We pride ourselves on being family friendly. We want all ages there. And so you'll see a very large crowd of colorful people of all ages. You will see a lot of skating and whistles, and it's fast. I guarantee you won't understand what's happening for at least the first 30 minutes. It takes time, even though we do a slow-mo demo and we explain what's going to happen, until you actually see it and realize this isn't what I was expecting. Some people say, oh, where's the ball? There's no ball in roller derby. Or why didn't they hit each other with a chair? Or why is it flat? We play flat track roller derby. All their misconceptions are thrown out the window, and they have to re-realize what they're seeing, or reprocess it at least. But I think at the end of the bout, everyone is happy they came and ready to see some more.
Burning like a babe out of hell. Jamming and a blocking and a little skull knocking. It's enough to make a grown man yell. Go, go, roller girl, look at that girl roll. Roller derby saved my soul. Now friends, I was lost and I was lonely, like a wheel with nowhere to roll. I was hungry for a game that could ease my pain and put the fear of a woman in my soul. I ain't talking about no cheerleader, I'm not talking about no volleyball team. I'm talking about the ones with the moves and the guts. I'm talking about roller derby. She's the hottest little deal on 8 wheels, burning like a babe out of hell. Jamming and a blocking and a little skull knocking. It's enough to make a grown man yell. Go, go, roller girl, look at that girl roll. Roller derby saved my soul.